Our job as parents is to embarrass the hell out of her. Staying warm, their outdoor wood boiler. It's time to upgrade this thing. And we're gonna go from this, ta-da, to this old beast. Now, the wood stove. Multiple different uses that we can use for a wood stove. They work a whole lot better than just a fireplace. So if you can have a fireplace insert to get a wood stove, to get some heat into your room, that's awesome. I'll show you a couple different wood stoves here, and you can make your decision based on the sizes and different uses of those. Oh, it's a brisk one out here this morning. Let's talk wood stoves today. I'm going to fire this one up. What do we have here? A little pot-belly wood stove. Running up, vented out the window. Fancy little chimney. Nothing special. Open this thing up here a minute. I'll show you what it is. Burn a hole in this thing. It's a pretty neat little sucker. So, here. I don't need much, just a couple piece of paper like that. Put that right down at the bottom. So your sticks and twigs, you throw them in there. So you can load it through this door. The cool thing about this fireplace, wood stove, is it has, the top comes off and you get the fire going. You just throw all this stuff right in through the top. It makes it even easier to load it. Well, there you go. You got to see a whole pile of that go in there. So, now what do we do? Let's see. Let me show you what we're looking at here. Just a pile of sticks and twigs in there. Now, close this one up. And we'll put our lid back on the top here. And check your dampener. Make sure your dampener's open. Okay, now the easy part. The lighter. Right? Open up the airflow. Get yourself a torch. They make lighting fires so much easier. All you have to do, let me get you down inside here and I'll show you before I even hit it. Right into the opening. That's going to light the paper that's inside there. I can already hear it drawing. Does not take much. That took 2 seconds. And if we come pan out here a little bit, you can see that sucker's going pretty good already. So I'll just take and close this. Let nature take over. And in 2 to 3 minutes, that sucker's going to be glowing inside there really well. Add more sticks and twigs. That'll be our heat. So this thing, man, for what I'm burning in here, like I said, I have this 55-gallon, I don't even know if it's that, it's probably 40 gallons, full of just twigs. And I've been burning this quite a bit. It was full. Got plenty of heat for how much I put in there. Yes, you have to load this one quite a bit because it's a small stove. But it heats up the bus so it's not frigid while I'm working in here. I love it. I love it. So, fireplaces, wood stoves, boilers. Well, this one gets the rating for not so bad as far as much better than a fireplace. Don't forget to take this out. It'll get so hot you can't touch it. But, man. And this is really neat. I can use this for cooking stuff, too. Woo! Look at that. Oh. It just makes it warm in here just knowing that that's doing that. You can feel the heat. It's probably been 4 minutes, and I can feel this whole area is like, nice. Yes! You get more out of this than you do that whole fireplace burning a tree all night long, and I burn twigs in here, and there's no insulation, and it's metal. It's ridiculous how much better a wood stove is than a fireplace. So that alone, I'm working on installing a wood stove in a fireplace here because we need one so badly to save a buck on this. We have all this wood around here. Whatever. here nor there. So that's this type of wood stove. Let me go show you another wood stove that we have. I'm down here in the dungeon with our other wood stove, if you will. Now this one, what makes this one special is it has a blower to it. So it gets hot, blower kicks on and circulates the air around it. I'm about to fire this up. I don't run it too often, but if the temperature is right, and it'll take the chill off the floor. So I have a little fire here ready to go. Open up the dampener back there. And with this one, I like to make a bunch of cardboard at the bottom, littler sticks, and then some bigger stuff on top. Now, let me set this down. And all right, one of my little tricks when you have a fireplace like this is you need to warm the flue up. If you just light this fire here, the chimney's not going to be warm, and it's going to take, all the smoke is going to come out of the wood stove. If you warm the chimney up, it'll draw through there because heat rises, and it'll suck all the smoke and everything through your chimney. So let's do that first. Kind of weird to light up above under nothing, but just some heat up into the flue like that. That's all it takes, a little bit. Now I'll come down here and light this other stuff. And it's already been a draft right up top because of that. A little bit of pizza boxes work perfect for this. And as soon as you get this going, you can almost close it up. And it'll get a draft, and it'll light the rest of that absolutely perfectly. Just about. I don't want to completely close it. If you look like this, you can see the air is being forced through there and really lights the fire really quick. So that took 2 seconds to light this up. So in a matter of 5 minutes or so, this will start making some heat. And then we have a little, like I said, a blower here, which is on this little switch. Kicks on the squirrel fan, circulates air in here, up through the whole thing, and then it blows it out through these exhaust vents. So you're really taking some of the heat off of the wood stove and blowing that through your place. And things I like to do, kind of my simple little rig here, cover that so it's not drowning everything off the floor. It's kind of pulling stuff from the outside and keeps crap out of my fan, at least for now. But it'll take 5 minutes till this gets warm enough to actually blow that through. The only thing I don't like about it is it's noisy. One of my favorite things about a wood stove is the heat is very silent. Love it. So it's pretty simple. Just piped up through the chimney. You have your flue, your clean out. And when you do this, make sure you make one of these pieces of metal. This one's not the best down here. I had to make one for the wood stove upstairs there. That'll work. And this thing's good to just take the chill off the basement here. Could be a bigger stove for the size of this house, but again, it does do the trick. And when you have all this wood laying around, at least burn some of it and go. So if you look, we have some coals forming down there. We'll just close that in now. Open this up. And just leave that be for a good 5-10 minutes and let it light. The more you mess with it, the harder it is to get these to go. As long as you have some good dry stuff, it'll light right up. So that's this wood stove. Man, you can't beat these things. They just make amazing, easy heat. Yes, it's some work, but for the heat you get from them versus having a fireplace, this is just unbelievably a massive improvement. So it's been going about 4 minutes now, maybe. Oh, look at that. That's just beauty. Nice, warm, dry heat. Oh, it's the best wood ever burning this ash. And you can see it's drafting absolutely perfectly right up through there. Now one drop of smoke came out of here. Whole key, just warm up your flue first. And you can hear it by leaving that crack just for a little bit to get this going. When you close it, she's good, she's lit. Now all I have to do, now it's making temperature. Click that on. So you have the beauty of the fire that you can still see here, and then it's circulating some nice hot air through that. Blowing it around your house. Instead of just sitting here on that, slowly radiating, it moves it around. That's a nice little perk of this wood stove. This is a 1977 Vermont Castings Vigilant old beast. The pins for the doors actually were rusted fast and snapped, so I have to get new pins for those. But I wanted to take everything out of it to lighten it just enough to get it in here because, oh my God, it weighs a ton. So it's going to take every bit of ingenuity to fit it in here. Need to make sure we have enough protection for the floor. Have to take out the enclosure for the doors, and I had to flip this piece that was going up this way. I'll be able to put the flue through the chimney and make a little piece up there to block the panel. 50 things to do. But now we should have a ton of heat coming out of this sucker. This thing should cook for 20 hours and have tons of heat. Big, solid cast iron with some vents and stuff. This thing, I don't know if this is the model that can burn coal. I think it does because it has coal chunks in there. So it's going to be a big difference. So wood stoves. I'm a big fan of wood stoves if you're going to be heating inside your house at all. Obviously, you can see what the little guy does in the school bus, so can't wait to see what this guy does in the living room. And sure, we're going to lose a little bit of the beauty of this, but I'm going to do everything I can to maintain that. Of course, I'm going to have to keep this pretty far back so we don't cook any of the gorgeous fireplace there and surround. But we really want to have some good heat coming out of this. We have all these dead trees, and it's to pay for oil when you have a free source of heat. I've never paid for heat in my life, so it's kind of a, well, it would be nice to start now, that's for sure. But we'll see. Still keeps me young and active, and I still have a ton of trees that have to come down and get cleaned up anyway. So either way, I'm going to have to get rid of it and do the job or pay somebody else, so I may as well profit from it. But look at that. That should come out pretty nice once it's in there. Okay, you can see how nice this thing turned out. Let me grab my mitten here. It gets hot quick. So you have these doors that you can open. Gets us into the fire. Okay, so take off. Now I like to put a pot of water on this. I know you're going to say, oh my God, that cast iron pan, you're ruining it. It was already well shot. And you can easily salvage these, throwing them in a campfire and recooking them if you ever need to. They're cheap nowadays. You can buy them everywhere. This wood stove, the cool thing about this, to load it, you just slip up the top. And it looks like all the heat's going to come out, but you could drop big giant chunks right down in there. And all the smoke and everything is drafted right up through the chimney. Also has an insert to burn coal, which is really kind of slick. So the other thing, I'm going to back up here. That's what I was talking about making a thing to block so the stovepipe can go through and into the chimney itself. And then everything is sealed off and you're good to go. So this kind of wood stove, oh, she made all the difference in the world. This room, whole house is so hot now versus what it was. I love it. I mean, we're burning 1/10 of the wood that we were burning before. Unbelievable. Luckily, I'd had this thing just sitting around, so it's pretty slick. Put this back up here. So, managing to heat our house for practically free. We have a whack of firewood that we can bring in here. I would not recommend storing much any more than that, due to the fact that as it warms up and dries out, bugs come out of it and they will get into your house. So if you have a big pile of firewood, you only want to have enough that you're going to kind of go through it pretty quick. This is lasting us about 5-6 days right now, which is surprising with this little guy. And I mean, it fits the beauty of the whole thing pretty well. Let me try to get a better shot here for you. And, you know, either way, if you're going to go with any of this, you still need firewood, lots and lots of firewood. So, well, there's videos on the firewood stuff and how tips, tricks on all that. Now, the firewood, God, the longer you can let it sit, the better. The harder wood it is, the better. As you see here, I have all different various sizes of pieces, from little to big to whatever, and I intermix that with my pile as I'm grabbing and burning through the season. I'm going to need a big piece today along with a little small piece and a twig to get it going. And then tomorrow this piece is gone, but I need these smaller pieces under it and this big piece. So there's always an intermix of stuff through here. Even when I'm making and I'm reloading it, I'll put little pieces of green here and there, so you have a variety. You're not just stuck with, oh my God, I have this whole stack of bad wood. It's at least mixed in with some good wood. That's a little trick I've learned through the years to do that. Well, if you learned something today, please like and subscribe. Come back, follow along, check it out, and stay warm this winter.